Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jen Yohana. The ISUPK is not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite groups or religious organizations. ISUPK has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans since 1969 the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? That the Blacks, Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans are the 12 tribes of the 12 tribes, 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. Salakia. Is everything coming up okay? Have you checked it on Facebook? You know what I'm saying? So Salakia for the delay. You know what I'm saying? Had some technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Last week and this week also, we're digging into Esau. You know what I'm saying? Who is Esau? Who is Esau today? You know what I'm saying? What we came up with last week was talking about that he's the most vile and vicious beast on the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Not to be trusted in any means. Every treaty that he made with the Native Americans, he broke. You know what I'm saying? Even the treaties that he's making with the EU. You know what I'm saying? I seen a post or a video, not a post, you know what I'm saying, that they're all turning their back against Israel and United States. You know what I'm saying? Because of this war that they've created or started over there at the Sea of Hormuz with Iran. You know what I'm saying? Now there's the man of perditions being revealed to everyone. You know what I'm saying? He's being revealed to everyone. He's not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he does is death and destruction. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that we was bringing out last week was this book right here. You know what I'm saying? It was bringing this book out. Let me see if y'all can get it. The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is a very, very revealing book. Very revealing. Because everybody said that the blackity black Israelites and the Old Testament Israelites only, you know what I'm saying, say that Esau has to be a black man. You know what I'm saying? He has to be. So what black man is ruling the world right now? Is it the Aborigines? Is it Samoans? Is it the what's the other Pacific Islanders? Is it the what's that? New Zealanders? Because they're not the same as Samoans, but they're still a dark-skinned tribe. The East Indians, he a dark-skinned tribe. They dark as I don't know what. I seen some should be named Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, could you give me that bottle of water, Papa Shot? Should be named Tyrone. So, just to make a point, you know what I'm saying? Prove yourself. Show me that Esau's a dark-skinned man. Show me this man that's ruled the world. You know what I'm saying? Go, what is it? Obadiah, the book of Obadiah. Yeah, that ain't helping none. Let me get there with you. No, it's in the Old Testament. It's right after Amos. Hold on, is that what I'm looking for? Now, Salakia. Let me see. It might be Isaiah. Isaiah. I thought it was in Obadiah. Salakia. That's about the destruction of Esau. But we'll be touching bases on that also. Obadiah 14. Let's see, 16. Yeah, Khan. Go to Obadiah chapter 14, verse 16. Actually, start. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Khan. You to what? Isaiah chapter. Yeah, Isaiah. I said I thought it was in Obadiah. It's in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. Obadiah is just a chapter. But anyway, but if Esau and Edom are dark skinned people, why haven't we seen them rule? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be a dark skin. You know what I'm saying? Because we know all tribes in the earth has melanin. We spoke about that last week. They all have melanin. Some type, they might be yellow or orange. Now it's like you know what I'm saying? There's spray tan Bob and everything. But we know that all the nations of the earth has melanin except for one nation. Go ahead and read.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
And they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. Keep reading.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble?
Is this the man that made the earth tremble? You know what I'm saying? They look at you when you, what is it to look at somebody narrowly? Like this nigga? Your man's? Whose man's is this? Is this the man that, keep reading?
Is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
That shook kingdoms. What is the dominating that's known now as the dominating force? But who?
The United States.
And who else? Russia. Who else? Ukraine. Who else? Who else? The French, the British. You know what I'm saying? Don't Australia got nukes? Spain. Well, Spain, they in hard. They hard. Hey, they hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they made it back from their little famine that they had. You know what I'm saying? At 1492 came back and hit them tough, super tough. What dark-skinned nation ruled the world that made nations shake? Read it from the top.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Keep reading.
Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness.
That made the world as a wilderness. And keep reading.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
And destroyed the cities thereof. Who do we know that goes through and kills 1 million Iraqis or Palestinians, or when they went through Afghanistan, killed over 3 million citizens? U.S. But it was pushed by who? All the information of Saddam Hussein having weapons of mass destruction, all the information when they seen Salakia, when they seen the 12 Israelis dancing on the bridge when the Twin Towers came down. Whoever Epstein Island was funded by Mossad. Huh? I'm just saying. I'll give you the answer because they're rhetorical. Israel, the Israelis. Same bird. 2 different heads. One's to do warfare, one's to do banking. Let me get their money. Let me create war. All same bird. It feeds. That's how greedy they are. One body, 2 heads, so you can devour whatever you see. One thing about this wicked beast that we go up against every day, that's a propagandist. This beast is a master manipulator. What we read about Esau in Genesis. What we read about? Was it Genesis 25? When he came out red and the hairy all over like a garment? What else we read about him? He was the most cunning hunter of the field. Most cunning. I think that was in 32. Let's recap it. When he wanted the pottage, the red meat. When we went Genesis 30, 25 and 30. $25 and $30, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Check weight. I lost my note on it. Let's see, 27. Oh yeah, go to 27 4 and it says service requirement. Read 27 and 40. Slakia. Well, hold on. Go to 30. Start at 39.
This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
And thy dwellings. So that means that he'll live and feed off the earth. You know what I'm saying? The fatness, the riches. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the dew of the heaven above. Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By that what?
By thy sword shalt thou live.
No, by thy word.
By thy sword shalt thou live.
By thy honor.
By thy sword shalt thou live.
Keep reading.
And shalt serve thy brother.
And shalt serve thy brother. And that's the thing that Esau didn't like. Because Rebecca she acquired of the Lord. And the Lord told her what? That the elder shall serve the younger. Regardless of what she did to trick Isaac into blessing Jacob, it was meant to happen. The Lord wanted it to happen. Keep reading.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
And hold on. Thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. He said, when he gets dominion. Was it meant for him to have dominion? For Esau to be over his brother? But what do we have going on today? Keep reading.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob.
No, he loved.
And Esau hated Jacob.
But okay, if Esau hated Jacob, why don't the people of the world today condemn Esau for hating Jacob? And for people out there that's watching, if you don't know who Jacob is or blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading. Let's read it from the top. 41.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Because of what?
Because of the blessing.
Because of our skin tone.
Because of the blessing.
Because we can run faster.
Because of the blessing.
Because we fly and we sharp and we got swagger.
Because of the blessing.
Now, but you know what? Everything I just named was the blessing. We're stronger, smarter, faster, more reactive, more adapt to pain. we just won't die. We have the blessing of the Lord. Just like it said, the blessing, the protection, the promise. Keep reading.
Wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
And there you go. He's been plotting on the children of Israel. Anybody that descends from Jacob, he's been plotting on to kill. You don't see Chinese getting shot dead in the street, do you? By the white man, by our oppressor. You don't see East Indians. You don't see Japanese, Chinese, and Laotians. You don't see them. The Yakuza. You don't see them. The yellow dragons. You don't see them getting murdered in the streets, getting drugs pumped in their neighborhoods. Little Chinatown getting ran in, and ever since World War II, when they said all Japanese and anybody with slanted eyes since the Korean War, when this country was fighting against their nation, their homeland. You know why we get killed in the streets? We don't have no homeland. We don't have a backup country to speak for us. You know who we have to speak for us that we don't utilize? The Most High. And we don't got Christ if we still out there selling drugs. I don't care how many times you go to church. If you leave church and go smoke weed, your contract null and void. You own your own. You're a heathen to the Most High. If you're out there eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, you're a heathen to the Most High. Go ahead.
So, children of Israel doing heathen things
voids your contract.
Does that tie into the scripture that talks about parts of the tree being grafted back in?
See, that's whenever the northern kingdom was sent off. You know what I'm saying? So they was living as heathens. There was Grecians. There was Romans. You know what I'm saying? There was Americans. There's Frenchmen. They forgot their name. They didn't know who they were. So that's why Paul was sent to tell them about the gospel, to spread the gospel. Go ahead. Doing as the Romans do. Doing as the Romans do. Doing as the Grecians do. Doing as the Americans do. That's why we're caught up in here. That's why R. Kelly's in jail. That's why Diddy's in jail. That's why who else? Yeah, that's doing as the Romans do. What was they doing in Colosseums? They was making animals fight animals. Humans fight animals. What do you think a football stadium is? A Coliseum. What do you think of baseball arena, a soccer arena? Those are coliseums, places of sport. Hold on. Go ahead.
When I was beatboxing the world, times when I felt that I had dipped off of the plane that was meant for me.
Yeah, you was already off.
Yeah, and
You was,
I
yeah.
was smoking. I was doing stuff that is un-American, not of Israel.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you was in the world, you didn't know you was Israel, so you was off. You was just, you had your antennas, your feelers. You was a blind man with a walking stick, hoping not to fall into a ditch, but not knowing that the place that you was walking was in a decline. Then it led you to what? Rastafarianism, weed smoking. But then you hit a brick, you hit something, and you wasn't getting the enjoyment that you thought you should get. He was like, something's not right. Hold on, let me think about this for a minute. Let me research myself. Let me learn myself over again. Let me search YouTube. See what YouTube got to say about the situation. Don't feel bad. I went the same way, bro. I just explained my life, not yours. There was something in me that knew this wasn't right. Why do they hate us? Why did we go through slavery? Why did we getting killed on the streets by the police? Why do they hate us? Who am I? Who am I? Then I kept on reading this Bible because I was getting locked up a lot. My mama told me, Ken, when you in there, read your Bible. But she was just like, read the New Testament. I was like, forget that. How did we get here in the New Testament? We got to read back. But I didn't understand who Esau and this and that and this person. I was like, man, I know we're this. Deuteronomy 28:68. Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on. I know that we're going through this. Something's fishy. Oh, Moses, Egyptians? Ain't the Egyptians black? No, the dark skin. Not black. Yeah, no, they're black. Have you ever seen a Sudanese? How black is that nigga? He's blacker than this Mike. He walk. Hey, bruh, he's a walking shadow. He's a walking shadow. Looking for his caster. Who casted me? You know what I'm saying? Don't let the lights turn off. You know what I'm saying? You wait, hey, you just see eyeballs. Yeah, you just see eyeballs like owls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm starting to put two and two together. But if we're us, then who are they? Then I read Genesis 25. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Then I read about Cain. Then I heard a breakdown when I started following ISUBK. I'm saying I heard a breakdown about the Esau and how he came about. And that's what we're doing now. That mark, like, no, he couldn't bear. He was afraid for other people to see. Because everybody in the world's dark skinned. Except for. Now, let's go to First Maccabees 1 and 14. First Maccabees. In First Maccabees, it's taken during the Hellenistic period. It's in the Apocrypha. First Maccabees 1:14. You're gonna read through 16.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise.
A what? They built a what?
A place of exercise in Jerusalem.
What do we call a place of exercise now? You got to go get a gym membership. So what do they build back then? Read what you read.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
According to the customs of what?
According to the customs of the heathen.
So thinking back then, they didn't have no morals. They didn't have no sexual harassment and none of that. What's according to the heathen? What do the heathens want to do so bad nowadays? What is the lifestyle? What do we call WPS? White people stuff, but not so clean. That's white people's. Just name a few.
Spray tanning.
No, not spray tanning. That's not what I'm looking for. According to the customs of the people. Have you ever been to a gym before? What are they known for doing when in the locker room? Not just the towel, just main thing. Walking around stark naked. That's the custom of the heathen. Grab ass. Gay games. I call it the universal gay games of white folks. Keep reading.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do
mischief. And what's going on in these arenas, in the locker rooms, in these parties that the rich and famous throw. Read it again from the mid. They forsook
the holy covenant, and joined themselves unto the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Right, and they were sold to do mischief. And if you don't get down with their mischief, what do? Just make fun of you. What's R. Kelly doing? What happened to Colin Kaepernick? What happened to the baby? They didn't choose to join with the heathen and do as the heathens do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that chooses to stand up and have morality chooses morality over their lewdness or their wickedness. They lose money. They lose money. They get ridiculed. They get ostracized. And that's the hatred that Esau has for Jacob. Who are the Greeks? Were they dark-skinned people? Not the Etruscans, not the original. We'll get into that another day. That's the original inhabitants of Greece, of that area, Macedonia, the Macedonians, the originals, not the ones that was conquered. They turned us wicked as them. They take over. All we've seen through history is rape, pillage, and robbery. Going back to the the Holy Crusades, what they do is get down, lay down. Was the apostles telling people to get down, lay down to follow Christ? But the Arabs were. Muhammad and them is get down and lay down. That's how the sub-Saharan slave trade started. Take over and conquer. And how is Esau doing today? How is United States being spread? How is Israel being spread? That's how you can tell these are the same people. Because what did it say in Genesis 27? Use your phone. 27 and 40.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
And by the sword shall thou live. What's the modern day sword? No, AR-15, M16, the M4. That's the modern day sword. They ain't running around with machetes. Well, some of them might. You know what I'm saying? Some of them might. You know what I'm saying? You might got some that ain't been around society in a while, up in them hills. But they live by the sword. But let's go ahead and jump into this book real quick. Let me see. This is the book, The Roman Empire and the Empire of the Edomites. So that goes to show you that Rome and Edom has, they're interlocking. Just because they say they're Roman, that means that they've moved away from their land, just the same as we call ourselves American now. One thing that we know about Edom, they go into other people's lands and conquer it and call themselves after that land. They assimilate. Just like with the Grecian Empire that we read in Maccabees. You know what I'm saying? They assimilate the people into it. Because we already know that Esau, the so-called oppressor, having the problems with reproducing right now. He didn't have that blessing. He didn't have that promise of being numbered as the sand of the seas. So he has to assimilate, trick others to be a part of his army. Wow, man, we all together. We all love each other. Agape. You know, we got agape love. Go ahead. Yeah, but astrology, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a tool that's used to keep the confusion of the people. So you'll be blessing or you'll be praying to a star like they pray to stars. That's why you got Venus, Mercury, you know what I'm saying? Saturn, you know what I'm saying? Sunday worship, sun worship. They look up at the stars for answers. We have a God for answers. We have a record for answers. Where we fell, they got a hold of our record when our kingdom fell in 70 AD. They took everything of ours and took it back to Rome. Everything. Then when Rome fell, it switched over, but then we ended up following after them again. We let them back in. Once a dog bites you once, you don't let a dog back in. You euthanize it. You euthanize that dog. Spayed, neutered, pull his teeth, something. But you don't allow that beast the chance to strike you again. But what do we like? We like smooth words. Oh man, what they like to do? They're on the corner begging for change. Come on, brother, you got a couple of dollars for me? If you give it to them, it's God bless you. But if you don't, they call you the N word left and right. You're only as good to them as what you can give them. If that. If that. So hold on. We're gonna get into this. So this is the book, the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites. In the first year of the reign of Belshazzar, the king of Babylon, the prophet Daniel had a dream and visions of a head upon his bed. I saw, writes the prophet, in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. The four beasts came from the sea, derived diverse from one another. The first was like a lion, and he had wings. And behold, another beast, a second, like a bear, and it raised itself up upon the side, and it had three ribs in the mouth of it, and between the teeth of it. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon it upon the back of it four wings of the fowl. This beast had also four heads. After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, the fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong and exceeding, and it had a great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue of the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So, do you understand what it's talking about here in the book of Daniel? Let's go to Daniel. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You there? I think it's. I don't think it is 4. Daniel. see. Trying to please. Forget where exactly it's at, but it's like dream after dream that he was breaking down for Nebuchadnezzar. Praise God. Okay, it's 2. Daniel chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar dreams, spirits troubled, fell asleep broken. His sources. Yes. So lock it. Bear with me for a minute. It's in 2. I think it's 31. Great images of brightness was it was fine gold breast.
It's 31 through 35. Sloppy.
Cut in his hands, on his feet with clay pieces. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and read it.
This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This was a great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible.
So he's seen a great image that was stood before him that was terrible. Keep reading.
Verse 32. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and arms of silver, his belly and thighs of brass. Verse 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part clay.
And part clay. All right.
Verse 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them unto pieces.
So these different things that he's seeing is different kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? The stone cut out of hands and struck of clay, breaking into pieces and carried away. Keep reading. Is that it?
Verse 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken into pieces together, and became like a chaff of the summer, threshing floor.
And if you, when it was talking about the head, what was the first kingdom that was started that ever came about? Babylon. Babylon was the first kingdom. So next, you know what I'm saying, you had the silver chest and arms. That was the Medo-Persian Empire. That was what came next. Then after that was bronze. What did it say? Let me see. It says the image of the head was fine gold, the breast and the arms was silver, his belly and the thighs of brass. And the belly of the thighs of grass was the Grecian Empire. And the iron and clay was legs and feet. That's the Roman. Because the Roman broke up. It was destroyed. Because it was poorly put together. It had mixed material. All right. Let's go back to the book. It said, behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea, and four beasts came from the sea, diverse of one from another. The first was like a lion, and it had eagle's wings. And behold, another beast, a second, like a bear. And it raised itself up on one side, and it had three ribs in its mouth of it, between the teeth of it. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. This beast had also 4 heads. After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, 4 beasts, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stomped the residue of the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. And I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near to me, before me. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, and all peoples, nations, and language should serve him. I came near to one of them. Hold on. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. This great beast, which are four kings, which must rise out of the earth, and the 4 beasts, it will be 4 kingdoms upon the earth, which will diverse from all kingdoms, and will devour the whole earth. I will tread it down and break it into pieces. But the judgment will sit, and his dominion will be taken away, and the kingdoms and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heavens will be given unto the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is in an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion must serve and obey him. So that this is a vision of Christ coming. You know what I'm saying? All nations will bow down before Christ. Verse 3. Next paragraph. The three first beasts, or the empires of the Babylonians, the Persians, what we just read, the Macedonians, which are the Greeks, having successfully passed away, the fourth beast or kingdom of the prophecies stood revealed in the iron dominion of the Romans. And to the consequent inquiry, whence came the Romans? That people have insisted on replying in the words of the great poet Ab Oris Troje, genus inde Latinum alberque patre. This is some Latin or something. Salakia. I don't quite understand this, but this is a long name. You know what I'm saying? This is the name of a poet. At Q Alte Monet Rome and Ananias Johnson. Salakia. This dude had 15 names. Escaping from the destruction of Troy after many adventures and dangers, arrived in Italy, where he was kindly received by Latinus, the king of the Latins, who gave him his daughter in marriage. Aeneas, almost sound like, you know, some butthole, you know, sound like her name was Butt. Built a city which was called Lavinium, in honor of his wife, Acanus. His son succeeded to the kingdom, and to his Silvius a second son, and continued for more than 300 years in the family. Numitor, the 15th from Aeneas is Aeneas. Aeneas. We're close enough. It's close enough. Salakia. Being the last king, Romulus and Remus, which we brought up last week, Romulus and Remus, the grandsons of Numitor, resolved to build a town upon the hills where they had lived as shepherds. And Remus being slain, Romulus laid the foundation of that city, which is one day to give law to the world. It was called Rome. Then what do we learn about what Romulus and Remus? What happened to Remus?
Remus got by his brother Romulus, sir.
He backstabbed. He two-faced. He shiested him. He paused. He backdoored him. All right. But this tradition was commanded the implicit belief of the Romans themselves, and was held by them in most religious reverences, has by the learned of our own times been rejected and discarded. And the stories of the Trojan colony in Latinum is now denounced as fabulous, poetical, and destitute of the slight foundation in historical truth. Still, the critical ESAU, which had been found powerful to destroy, has proven impotent to construct. It has deprived us of the ancient faith, but it does not offer us a better creed at the present hour. All is confusion and conjunction. And the story of the foundation of Rome and the people from whom the eternal city sprung are admitted to be the very points about which the learned are most ignorant. Unspeakable then must our astonishment be when we perceive that these grand secrets was certainly discovered and disclosed more than 1,200 years ago, that the true answer of the question whence came the Romans may have been returned and even registered in writing before the birth of Christ. that the response proceeded neither from Greek nor Roman, but from the dispersed Jews. Very interesting. That it has been preserved to us in the Jewish Targums, that it exists amidst the fables and impities and absurdities of the blasphemies of the Jewish Talmud. So that's where you go. So that it was the Jewish, because you know it's not talking about us, because we don't follow the Talmud. So whenever you see Jewish and Talmud together, you think small hats, which they follow after an oral tradition of Southern Georgia Russians, of the Khazarians, which we read in the 13th tribe. They wouldn't know a law to save their life. When is giving suckle to baby penises in the Torah? Where's that at? Where me neither. But I bet you can find it in the Talmud. I bet you they oral. I wonder what an oral tradition is. Is that an oral tradition? Hey, ask your rabbis. Hey, anybody out there that's upset at what I'm saying, go ask your rabbi. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. And that it may be comprehended in these 20 words. The Romans came from Esau. Who is Edom? And Italy is the Idumea. Rome is the Borzah of the Hebrew prophets. The descendants of Esau, says the Jewish rabbini, rabbins or rabbis, I guess that's what it's trying to say, rabbins, the sworn enemy of the descendants of Jacob, which we read. Even to the end of the world were at first a small nation inhabiting Mount Seir and the adjacent country, continuous in the land of Canaan. They were easily confined within their own limits so long as the Israelites enjoyed the great and formidable empires in Canaan. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Read it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, even thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
Do some of them.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments. Keep reading.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
But hold on, let me read this again. They were easily confined within their own limits so long as the Israelites enjoyed a great and formidable empire in Canaan. Keep reading.
Verse 2.
No. Scratch that. Now go to 15. 28:15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Verse 16.
Keep reading.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
But after the powerful republic of the 12 tribes have been destroyed by the Assyrians and the Babylonians, they wonderfully increased in number and in strength, extending their dominion in the west, subjugated Italy, founded Rome, and in the Roman Empire, and at the length of entirely overturning the Jewish state, the second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian, and professing that the religion of Jesus Christ, which they had first of all the nations to embrace. Now that we don't listen to the Most High, we were destroyed. They grew larger in number. We was like the gardeners keeping the weeds at bay. And then when we stopped following the Most High, they grew in number and got power. They started splintering off, conquering different lands, being called by different names. Now they're the French, the British, the Australian, the Swedes, the Irish, the Scottish, Jewish. You know, all of them, they're all ishes, like or pertaining to the Brits, pertaining to the Scots, like and pertaining to the Irish, the Ireland. Well, I don't even know the root. Was it the R? You know what I'm saying? They're like and pertaining to the original inhabitants of the people that lived in these lands. They assimilate in, take their culture. Now you got what's that? The Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? They got white Afro beats. They only got afros and they can't stay the beat. So it's an oxymoron off top. They have polluted the whole world. He's a true vagabond. But I'm gonna hold this and we'll get back to it. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything was pretty educational for the moment. You know what I'm saying? We'll get deeper into this book because it's very interesting. Because I'm breaking it open for the first time with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're going through this line by line together. So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, this is the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Hanna. You know what I'm saying? The ISUPK has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? That Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That we can come back into these laws. We can build this nation back up. You know what I'm saying? We can love one another, stop all the hatred and gang banging and murdering and robbing and drug dealing to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we can cancel all this stuff out. We can hit the reset button. All of us face to the east, pray to the Lord that he destroy this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? All these kingdoms. The Hamite kingdoms, the Moabites, the Japhite, you know what I'm saying? They some good farmers. We're gonna keep them around. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep them around. But with that being said, we got the Feast of First Fruits coming up. It's gonna be April 10th, the 13th through May 31st. You know what I'm saying? You can find it in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23rd, the 23rd chapter, verse 27 through 32. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're gonna keep on exposing Esau. You know what I'm saying? For who he is, what he is, where he's been hiding, at all the places that he tried to conquer, and who he tried to trick the world into making them believe who he is now. You know what I'm saying? He was the last samurai. You know what I'm saying? Who else was he? He was a last Mohican. You know what I'm saying? He want to be the last to anything, everything. But that goes with the scriptures where it says Jacob is the beginning of Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of the world to come. Just paraphrase. Don't check me if I chopped and screwed it up. You know what I'm saying? We are the beginning of the world. You know what I'm saying? Once this world passed away, you know what I'm saying, the responsibility be up to us to maintain and rebuild Christ's kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the lords, the warlords that keep Esau and these other nations in check. You know what I'm saying? And help build this kingdom back up. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, shalom, Israel. That's my time.